Good evening, everyone. It is the 24th of February. We haven't seen you for a couple of days. I assume nothing interesting has gone on since then. But I'm delighted to be joined by five guests, it looks like, tonight. With your little doggies. Let's start off with you, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Apart from Sunday football, we lost our semi-final. That was the biggest game for us. It's a historic game. We would have got to the final, really massive, but we lost 5-1. We were really outplayed, and I'm very disappointed. Very disappointed because I felt we would have done things correctly, could have had a chance to go through. But at the end of the day, the best team went through, and we have to suck it up and play the rest of these games, league games, meaningless games. When can't win the league, so. Very disappointed. That's all I can say. And I hope everyone is well. Big up to all the guys in the comments as well. And I'm going to enjoy this show. Monday. Let's go.
Mr. B, how are you?
I'm good. I needed a break from the trash that's Man United. So I'm glad that we haven't been on, to be fair. I think it's been nothing but depression for the last 3 days. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Dora cheering me up.
You're nice. Where if you're going to ask me how my weekend went through, it would be funny if you just move on to the topics. Just skip me.
Go on, Dora. What have you been up to?
Yeah, I mean, I had a good weekend, peaceful. I was watching League of Legends esports because I'm 2 years old, not 20 something. But yeah, I enjoyed, and I enjoyed, well, not that much our game, but I enjoyed Croatian League once again. It was two derbies, I would say, two huge games, Rijeka and against Dinamo, and Rijeka killed Dinamo 4-0, which is insane. On the other side, we had Hajduk and Osijek, which is it's, I would say, my local club, and they lost 4-0 to Hajduk, which is very funny, and it's a very close title race, and it's very exciting in my opinion. So yeah, it was good to see. It was good to see. Rijeka is currently on top. Hajduk is second, 1 point behind, and Dinamo is third with 8. I think they have 6 or 8 points in. They are 6 or 8 points in deficit. So I think they're doomed. Fun fact: Fabio Cannavaro is their manager, right? For Dinamo Zagreb, but Hajduk Split manager is Gennaro Gattuso. So you have two Italians.
Wow.
You have two Italians, in the Croatian league, going against each other. But I think like Dinamo is doomed this season. They've been awful, and I don't think that 9-2 loss to Bayern Munich is their worst thing that happened this season. So, and that says a lot. But yeah, overall, I had a very good weekend. A bit busy, but at the same time, really relaxing. So yeah, thank you.
Can I ask a question about that? You see, two World Cup great players, Gattuso and Cannavaro, is a Ballon d'Or winner.
Yeah.
Are they out there learning their trade? Because I can't imagine they're getting paid that much. Or do you think it's a case of they just like football that much, they've gone across the pond to Croatia?
I think they're paid a lot, Mondi. I think
really?
People are underestimating the buying power of these, smaller smaller leagues, I would say. Like Dinamo Zagreb is, the most successful Croatian club ever, and they are playing in the Champions League in Europe every year. So they have money, right? And they are selling people non-stop. And they pay a lot to Fabio Cannavaro. I would even say maybe 1, 2, 3 million euros a year, which is an enormous amount of money for a Croatian club, average Croatian club. On the other side, I think that Hajduk Split, even though they have much less money than Dinamo, even though they are one of the biggest, they are one of the biggest clubs in Croatian history. It's just that, they probably pay a lot to Gennaro Gattuso. Like, he wouldn't be here for free. I think they are, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like some shady thing. They're trying to, pay him off from all over the all channels that we don't even know. So, but yeah, they are paid quite a lot of money. But I mean, Gattuso, I think he's kind of like a experienced manager, I would say. Like, he was at Napoli. He was managing few teams in Italy. I think even he was in Marseille, if I'm not mistaken, in France. About Cannavaro, I don't know his resume that much, but I think he was. I believe he was doing something at Italy as well. So yeah, but if you compare to Gattuso, he's a much experienced manager. But yeah.
All right. So that was Dora's weekend.
How about you, bath time?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
I played a bit of football. I did all right. I watched. We watched quite a lot of The Sopranos, which I enjoyed.
Sarah's back.
She is.
Guess who's back.
Yes. So yes, as you can imagine, it was a very fun weekend, Mr. B. And then what else did I do? Oh, I wrote that film with Tyrone that Yabba wasn't able to read. So hopefully we can do something about that. But we got to speak to the comments, I guess. We've had 7 minutes of listening to how Big Cardboard has managed to sign Cannavaro and Gennaro into their league. That's a big pharmacy joke, Dora. Big up, guys. I hope you all had a great day. Shout out to you, Bilal. Wow, new intro. Okay. Evening to Andrew. He always seems to lose in the semis as well. What's Vincent got to say for himself? Bit like Man United, we're not going to win the league, pal. Can't see Yabba running around with the European Cup and the FA Cup. It's very unfair, Vincent. 194, those dogs, he loves them. And he's also saying hello. And we deserve better. He's saying, don't be too downhearted. We can still mathematically win the league.
If there is an apocalypse, if the meteor hits England, maybe then.
And good evening to you. We deserve better. Good evening to Sub Vids and to Patrick Pillow. So yeah, we got through the comments. Now, got a couple of things to go through, lads. We've got the Everton review, what's INEOS's cost-cutting measures. Which one do you just want to get out of the way?
You guys pick.
Get rid of the INEOS stuff, because that's been all in the news today, and I'm not really.
Yeah, we do olds. We don't do news.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, let's discuss that, because I don't think it's simple, isn't it? It's just simple things, and people make a mountain out of a molehill a lot of the time. When you really break it down, it's not that deep, in my opinion. But let's talk about it.
So you're not all right. Well, I suppose we should start off with what it is. It's that basically there was about 250 redundancies in the summer. There's another 200 planned, cutting the workforce by 400, 500 people. And now the canteen is essentially I wouldn't say it's closed, but only players are allowed to get meals from it. That includes the coaches, that includes Amran. Everyone else is on bread and soup. And the gravy train is stopping for people that are working at Manchester United. And everyone is, I think that everyone is getting very upset about this. And I feel a lot of hypocritical statements are coming out from people when I think back to one of my least favourite managers I've ever seen at Manchester United.
Oh, can you tell us more about that? Yeah. Come on, don't give us a cliffhanger. Elaborate, please.
Well, I hate Ralph Ragnick, right? I've been on the record. I was disgusted with a lot of things that he said. Even after spending £660 million on players since he made his comments, about open heart surgery. People still bring up this open heart surgery. What INEOS are basically doing is that they are having to do open heart surgery to the club. And now I see a lot of people crying about it. And I don't think that it's about the people losing their jobs and things. I just think it's about something to try and sort of get upset about with. And it's unfortunately like what we're doing it's unfortunate for the people that are working at Old Trafford that have lost their jobs and things. But I'm not that concerned about them getting free meals and stuff like that, to be perfectly honest. Like, because if you want our staff to get that, the only way that we're ever going to be able to be in a position to financially sort of like give people stuff like that is if we join the Super League and we get rid of promotion and relegation, because unfortunately this is just a hard fact of life. Mr.
Do you get free lunch at work, Yaba?
Yes,
You do.
I do. Yeah. I don't want to talk. Yeah. In a way.
Okay.
Yeah, in a way I do. Yeah. I don't want to say. Yeah.
Okay. Do you get free lunch at work? Half time.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Dora, do you get free lunch at work?
Well, I work from home, but no. I would say no.
Guys in the chat.
Technically, no.
Guys in the chat, how much of you just say yes or no? How much of you actually get free lunch at work? I don't see free lunch being an issue.
Thank you.
No, it's the people losing their jobs. And like here, for example, this is a great example, right? Because this is not what I'm having a go about. Is that Stuart knows someone in his family who was given 25 years service to Manchester United, and they've got, they're in a new tax bracket with 40% taken off them. That is what people should be getting upset about. And I just feel that the sort of general anger towards INEOS is just it's a bit over the top, because we have to look at our situation. And for example, Stuart has no issue with stuff like this. This is the right attitude to have, but we need to really make cuts at Manchester United, and it's the kind of age that we live in. And as much as we can blame the Glazers for everything, we've actually got to just deal with the situation that is at hand. And I feel that that's what INEOS are doing.
I mean, 40% pay cut is insane, by the way.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane. It's like, people working part-time are not having that they're not getting that amounts of money. Like, it's just like I don't know what is the average paycheck in UK at clubs as stewards. I don't know anything about that, but in Croatia I feel like some people get paid. Some smaller clubs don't even pay. They volunteer to be stewards or whatever. So to me, like I don't know how is that, but 40%, it looks like a huge pay cut. Like you could literally put people on a how do you say it? We call it prosjački štap. Like you could push people into poverty in some cases. I'm not even joking, especially with the inflation and everything that is going on. But I mean, my take on it is that, as usual, like I am a media trained person, like I have media literacy. People are going to bite on these kinds of, headlines.
Did you say you're media trained?
Yes.
She has a degree in media.
I have the degree, master's degree. I'm a journalist.
Media training means something different in English, Dora.
Oh, wow. What do you mean?
It's like it's to do with like where players are given like classes on how to respond to interviews and things.
Yeah. Maybe I misspoke. I'm a journalist, but I have media literacy, I would say. Media literacy, that's another thing. Sorry, media trained is something else. Sorry for my
no, that's fine. No, that's fine. That's all right.
But I would be like, even though, as you can see, I'm not media trained.
Yeah, I've heard some of your rants. That's why I was wondering what the hell you were talking about. But okay.
I'm just talking out of my ass as most journalists these days. But but yeah, like you could clearly see that clickbait's like, oh, Sir Jim Ratcliffe cut off canteens for poor people, and people are going to bite on it, and people love that. Like people love deaths. They love to read, about death, about bad things happening in the world, and these things that are not equal to those awful news, but it is something to rage about, right? And journalists, media companies love that because they're going to get interactions on that. To me, the whole story, I agree with BT. I think the people massively missed the point at who they should be, and what about what they should be mad about. If I said it correctly, if I said it incorrectly, sorry. But yeah, they're focusing their anger at wrong things, like people losing their jobs. And I know that whole thing is oh, we had too much workers, blah 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 blah. Okay, but they should have done it more discreetly. I would say they should have done it more. They should have been more sensitive towards those people, because they were there before they came. Like, these people live and breathe United.
Fairly common though, Dora. Like, if you worked in a business, like,
but as a business, as a corporation, they need to know, they need to be more, how do you say, media sensitive, or even, like they have, like we talked about it last time. They announced firing people around Christmas. What are we talking about? Like, couldn't wait after the holidays or something. Of course, it's going to, push people towards you to be even more, mad about it. Like, I get it. I think the whole canteen thing. I actually saw a publication saying that they're going to save £1 million a year because they got rid of free lunch and something like that. It's just people are like, it's going to be tough, and we don't like it. I don't like it, honestly. Why the first team is having so much money in their pockets and everything else? They have a free lunch, of course. And you compare that to the people who are making like this. They don't make anything if you compare it to the players. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good in so many things.
All right, should we check some comments?
Yeah.
All right, we deserve better. We've taken away the dinner tickets. Capitalism all over. Okay. Andrew, glad we're staying away from the Pogner nonsense. I don't want to be banned. I think Andrew had a big trifle for lunch today and got himself banned on another channel for complaining about what they were talking about.
Who asked about Pogba? Who asked?
Yeah, who asked, Andrew? INEOS bashing agenda. You mean INSEO? INSEO coin is available.
Yeah.
Ajmal, good evening to you, sir. I hope you're doing well. Stuart isn't going tomorrow night. We're playing on Wednesday, but the point is that he's just not wasting his money anymore.
Smart. Which,
I don't know. I think that's sad. Stuart loves a bit of Manchester United. Like, I think that's sad. Right, Mr. Figures. The costing is only $1 million a year. INEOS opted to keep Ten Hag at a cost of $14.5 million, paid 11 to bring in Amran, paid 4.1 to hire, and then fire Ashworth. Poor. Yeah.
It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good. Yeah. We got Steph, though. How you doing, Steph? Let's know what films you watched at the weekend. 8 likes, 13 people watching. INEOS are pathetic. Here we go. Our enemies are loving the bad news that's coming out of our club non-stop. But closing the canteen down, 5 people, Doris the teenagers, worked there for quite a long time, even before Ronaldo. And offering them a table full of fruit as compensation. It's discrimination to human rights. Okay. Andrew, no comment on this because none of us know the inner workings. This I don't understand. Muscle velocity. Is that something to do with, like, I don't know, being shot with a silencer?
I mean, smoke and mirrors overload. Isn't that actually?
Smoke and mirrors means deceptive behaviour.
Mhm.
I just don't know. I've never heard of muzzle velocity.
Yeah.
Steph, don't mess with dinner ladies. And it's McKay. At the end of the day, the club is still a business, and there's no feeling in business. It's this shit, or the club goes under, and that is kind of the pragmatic view that I have. I don't want to be heartless to Doris and Vincent and Stuart's family and things, but we have been left in an awful situation by the Glazers, and unfortunately, I think INEOS are the people that are going to have to save us. And they seem to be doing all right to me so far in terms of reducing the bleeding. Because, Mr. B, we have not made a profit for 5 years. Is that it? You're just going to blow a kiss?
Yeah, I didn't realise. To be fair, I didn't realise. That was the figures part of it. I don't take that. I take absolutely no notice of. I have. It doesn't matter to me. To be fair, so we're broke, and they're still cutting, and you're happy with all of the cost cut. My issue, half time with it, is some of these players that they maybe could have got rid of. I mean, surely they've got to do something with Casemiro now. He's 18 million a year.
What can they do?
18 million a year. Oh, they have to be able to do. There must be something that can be done. Half time, you know.
Would you pay him off, Ben?
Yeah, I'd pay him off.
So he's got 36 million in the summer left on his contract.
No, he'll have 18. He's got 1 year left, so he'll have 18.
Got 2 in the summer.
26, his contract's up.
So he's got 1 year left in the summer. Are you sure?
1 year in the summer. I'm going to check now.
Then
if it's 2 more years.
Would you accept? Would you pay him 10 million to go after you've just like cut Stuart's auntie's wages by 40%?
I mean, the club cannot afford it. Like this. I mean, we wish we could. Like, this isn't, as I said, Pro Evolution Soccer Master League thing.
Yeah, 2026. 2026.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, good. That hurts. Look at this. Bilal is saying that right after Fulham, March the 2nd, Manchester United players will begin their long walk to Spain for the European Cup as part of their extreme cost-cutting measure. I would absolutely love that. I'd love to make them walk to Spain. And we got Stuart pointing out 37 million interest on the debt every season and no light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is that these measures that INEOS are taking, I think, are trying to be the light at the end of the tunnel. And it's awful and it's horrible, but it's got to be done. And I hate it as much as everyone else. But I think that we've just got to be pragmatic about the situation, which is our government failed us in stopping the Glazers taking over. The Premier League failed. And then had to introduce like an anti-Glazer clause or something. Like no one, like, you know, our greatest ever manager said that he was doing this to protect people's livelihoods and things. And 25 years later, you can see how that's working out. But the thing is that that's the situation that we're in, and we've got to start solving it. And I'm kind of, I don't want to say I'm behind INEOS, but I respect the fact that they are trying to address this. Like the second they've got the foot through the door, they spent 1 point whatever it is billion, and then put another 300 into the club. Like I just feel that people are getting too sort of emotional and hysterical about what needs to be done. Yeah, but
yeah, I agree with you. But after we're on the same page tonight, I'm really surprised. And it's kind of like harsh to say that when everyone's feeling like this, because you're going to get a backlash. But when you really break it down, look, they have to do what they have to do. And this thing, the way it's been sold, the way it's been pushed in the media, is like, oh, they're ruthless. Look what they're doing. These big wigs, you know, treating the people, you know, club of the people really badly. But there's no more free meals. There's no more freebies. There's no more concessions and things for people. Do you understand? People, like Mr. B was saying, people were getting free meals. Anyone associated with the club, come to the canteen, get a free meal. I think what I heard today, they're transporting most of the staff now from the stadium to the training ground. So that's going to be the hub where everything happens. And obviously, there's new facilities, empty cars. So, and you just got to downsize on a lot of stuff, unnecessary stuff that you don't necessarily need. And when you come into a business, you have to streamline everything, get rid of things that are just not important, and to save money. And unfortunately for some people are losing their jobs, which is really sad. This is just the reality of it, you know. And it's kind of suspicious how they've sort of stopped people getting their food stamps or free meals when Rashford leaves. You know what he's like about.
Oh, for God's sake, yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I just think this is part and parcel of it. And I think it's for me, it's a positive in a way. It's not seem that right now, but it's a way of them trying to fix things with the club, which is seriously wrong. And because they're fixing it and it's coming to surface, we're getting offended about it. But these things have been going on for a long time now, and the club's been run poorly so long now that to change things, you have to bring all this stuff to the surface. And we might not like what we see. We're just kind of shocked. Oh my God, they're doing this A, B, and C, but they're not saying actually maybe this is good that we do sort of streamline and reduce funds elsewhere. What they will do is start saying, "Whoa, look how much he's on. He's not playing for the next 6 to 18 months, and look how much wage he's on." But I don't understand. They're gonna get a lot of stress about that. It's like a tit for tat. You got rid of Deirdre in the CAF, but what about the players on the pitch who are not playing? But come on, it's the way football clubs are run, and for us to change it and get back to a properly run football club, we're going to have to make decisions like this. And brave men, you know, I think sometimes like you need a figurehead to blame, don't you? Like you can't say like with all these.
God, this is Batman.
No, but it's true. Like for example, someone like if you're using Batman terminology, the Joker is not necessarily responsible for everything. He might be the mastermind behind it, or whatever, but he's got his henchmen as well. He's got people that work for him as well. So people will blame, oh, it's the Joker's fault, but there's other factors behind that. And I think I've heard that Jim Ratcliffe got rushed, or his car got rushed, and
Fulham, yeah, he did.
The other day about him because he's the figurehead. He's the man that will get the blame for it. But when really it's a whole business decision for the better benefit and the better of this football club in the long term. So it's unfortunate for the people who've lost their jobs or had their income sort of scrapped by 40%, but we have to go through this if we're going to run the club properly and be winning again and be successful. And I think long term, if we start to change things around and start running the club properly and start having more success on the football pitch, people will be more forgiving and say, okay, that was the suffering we had to go through to get there. It's like in World War II, we had to have rations with our food and eat lard and spam and tins of spam and that kind of thing for the benefit of Winston Churchill coming through and taking over from Neville Chamberlain and saying, you know, Neville Chamberlain was appeasing everybody. Winston Churchill comes along and said, no, we're going to fight. You guys have to suffer for now, you know, and go get your food stamps or whatever. And for the better of the benefit of the war that we're going through and to come through at the end as well.
I have to say, I wasn't expecting like parallels to be drawn to sort of appeasement and Neville Churchill when discussing like
Neville Churchill, Neville Chamberlain.
Forgive me. When discussing that like staff aren't getting hot meals in the canteen. But as you can expect, our rather heartless stance is going to get us in trouble with the comments, so we should probably take our medicine now. Right, first of all, Mr. Pillow is saying that Casemiro is basically a senior body that can be on the bench. Other than that, he sadly brings nothing other than a place in the 11. What do you want him to do as a footballer? Okay. Right. Sacking people to cover their expensive mistakes is tripe. What can they do? The Glazers have always been the problem. The government failed us 100%. How this is allowed is a disgrace. Emotional and hysterical. These are people's livelihoods. Just to expand on that, we deserve better. I'm saying that I believe that people are using this as an excuse to get emotional and hysterical, and I don't believe that they are concerned about people's livelihoods. I think that they're there just to make noise and get clicks and attention and things like that. If you are genuinely concerned about Stuart's aunt or something, then I'm not saying that you are being emotional and hysterical. I just feel that there's, I feel that this is almost being commodified. That this rage has been turned into a commodity. Steph has been watching The Day of the Jackal. Eddie Redmayne, new James Bond potential. Right, go on, give me your next James Bond's, Dora.
Not Eddie Redmayne. I mean, in perfect world, Idris Elba. I think everyone, like, he's hot, he has the aura. Eddie Redmayne looks like he's too soft to me as a James Bond.
Yabba, you can't put yourself forward.
Tyrone.
Okay, cool. Mr. B.
They cloned Tyrone.
I have no idea. I don't know. Englishman was James Bond. Englishman with muscles. Who's English got muscles?
Jason Statham.
Oh no, it can't be.
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy. Oh no, Tom Hardy was Venom, money.
Yeah.
Oh no, it can't be him.
Is he English?
Yeah, he's English.
Is he Irish?
Yes, no, he's
Oh,
English.
he's English. Yeah.
Oh my
God, he's so hot.
I have no idea. I have no idea. Come on, then, Bob. Come on.
I'm not a big James Bond fan. I like Henry Cavill, though. The guy who played Superman. I'm sure.
Is he English?
He is English.
Yeah.
Oh, as long as he's English, it don't matter. As long as he's English, yeah. As long as he's English, it don't
Would you
matter.
accept a Welsh or a Scottish James Bond?
Taron Egerton.
Oh, Sean Connery was.
Yeah. So you say as long as he's English.
Well, British.
Yeah.
British.
Yeah.
British.
Laura, shut up. I'm doing comments.
The last one was right. British. That's right.
British.
Yeah, that's right. There you go. British. I'm not sure what letter I miss out, but yeah, that's it. You got it right.
T.
All right. You have to cut costs where you can, and it sucks that the average person gets hit. Exactly. Apparently, it's a small portion will be moved to Callington on decreased hours. We deserve better. This quote, first they came. Why don't you look up who said that quote and find out what they were talking about? Because it doesn't mean what you think it means. It was shocking when I found out about that. Subvids, they're dissing the whole ethos and history of our club. Imagine cutting the canteen for staff but still giving the players free food who have contributed to the problem in the first place. It's an embarrassing situation. Big up, lads. The reality is INEOS are money men. The Glazers are still in charge, really, but the fact is they don't care about the fans or the club. If this were to be done by Jassim, surely it would be the end of the world. Big up to Matty Bassett. There's a lot going on. It's more complicated than people realise. WTF? Of course, the rat is to blame. Hardly got rushed. It was one person making a comment towards his lower card window. Then it was two. But I understand the point. Imagine buying a club for 600 million, putting that debt onto the purchase and paying 800 million in interest on the debt. Now we owe 700 million. It's a shit show. Glazers out. Bring back the catering staff for everyone. Mason Mount getting 350k per week on free meals.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here you go. Does the B in Mr. B stand for Bond? It stands for Beyonce. Getting rid of staff is not the way to go. They're being replaced with temps who do not have a clue. It took me 45 minutes to get in last game. Every single person getting searched upon entry. It's so bad. Yeah, this is with the stewards, isn't it? They've contracted them out, and it's just a mess. We said better. I do not like living in the 5th richest country in the world. Okay. What else have we got here? Margot Robbie for the new Bond. 13 likes, 14 people watching.
I know.
Good night.
Margot, a woman.
Yeah, that's the joke.
She
What,
was
Janet
she was
Bond?
Barbie.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Jenny Bond.
I wouldn't watch. I wouldn't watch that shit. I have no idea who Margot Robbie is.
She's in that Quentin Tarantino film, like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Sharon Tate, I think.
Yeah. Have you seen that one?
No, I only
Have you
remember
seen
the
Barbie?
fight. I remember the fight. Margot Robbie.
It's
don't
what
know
it's
the
like
thing.
is, Dora, have you seen them films where a couple of teenagers find a caveman that's been like in ice for like millions of years and they've got to defrost him and take him to the school dance? That is what it's like discussing popular culture with Mr. B. He has no bloody idea about anything.
Yeah, I don't
For real,
know.
yeah.
I don't know who she is. I don't
Harley
think
Quinn
I've ever
from
seen this
Suicide
movie.
Squad.
Yeah. Or Andy
But I've-
Tate is the next James Bond.
Oh, dude.
No,
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know Margot Robbie. Okay, fair enough.
All right. Has anyone got anything else left to say on like the fact that we're not giving free dinners?
I mean, I feel bad for people who lost their jobs, but I mean, it is what it is. We don't have, power over it. They feel the need. They need to do it. It's a cruel world. It's always, it's always the small people that are getting affected by it. People with a lot of money. Never like it's always it's always been like this, and it is how it is. Hopefully, they find more other jobs very quickly, and they have, stable income in the future.
Good stuff. All right. So we go from the fun story to the depressing story, which is
Go on.
well, we haven't done anything about the Everton game. I know no one's thoughts on anything. I'm very interested to see what Yaba says about the penalty, the goals that we conceded. Mr. B, I can't wait to hear what he says about Rasmus's performance. All right, who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Was
first.
it a good point away from home?
It was a shit point. I ended up watching the game. I knew what the score was. I heard all of the vexedness from everybody, and I still sat down and watched the game. I'm just so glad I had something else to do on Saturday. I don't care about the Premier League. I just want a performance. I want Rasmus. I just cannot believe that this motherfucker is drawing money at our club. I swear to God, it is the most pathetic pile of shit that we have ever had at our club. He's the worst player. He's the worst player I think we've ever had playing as a striker, because we've had some shit playing in other positions. As a striker, I don't get how they could have spent so much money on him. Remember there was a rumor when he first come, a player came out, said they can't believe how bad he is. Yeah, well, that player wasn't joking, was he? We all moaned, oh, this player's moaning at them, give him a chance. It was they didn't say who said it, but that came out as
we all thought it was Rashford when it came out.
Well, whoever it was dead right.
It would be funny if it was Anthony or someone.
Oh my God, can you imagine? So
Shout out to Anthony.
Yeah,
he's doing well.
Why?
Getting invisible red cards as well. He started the same way he started for us. Let's fool him enough for them to pay us the money that we need to get him out, and then he can go back to being his normal
That's
level.
it, exactly, Dora. Like we need that money.
Yeah,
like,
I'm done with the Premier League games. I'm done with -9. I just can't do him. I can't do him anymore. My only hope, the only thing that's going to give me any salvation is the Europa League. As soon as we're knocked out of that, then we're done. We're probably going to get Spurs in the final. And for Spurs to beat us four times in the season, I just, the law of averages say that they can't beat us again, but the way that we're playing, they probably will. So That's my only salvation. But I don't know what they do with. I don't know what they do with Rasmus. Honestly, I don't know.
Can we loan him, or is it too expensive to spend 70 million on a player and then?
Well, they need to get him out because he's just shitting up the place. He's pathetic.
But is he the only one, Mr. B?
No, but he's the one who is the focus because he's the striker. You know what I mean? Man are going to lose their mind about Bruno. Bruno gives 110% every game. Whether it's channeled the right way or the wrong way, whether he's bitching and moaning at the ref or bitching and moaning at the players, he gives 100%. Rasmus, I'm not going to say Rasmus doesn't give 100%, but whatever he's giving just isn't enough. You know,
I kind of agree. Where I think that you look at Rasmus and he's not at the quality of a Premier League striker. No. I think, with the exception of Southampton, he doesn't start for any team in the Premier League.
I can agree on that.
Leicester?
Vardy?
No.
Vardy's not starting though, is he? Every game.
The other guy.
He'd start over him.
Fucking we got such shit.
I don't
players,
think
man.
Rasmus at this moment in time, with this form, he would even start in the Croatian league. I'm not even joking. Like that's how bad he is currently playing. Like at times it looks like he is that guy that got bought by Southampton or from Southampton or whatever.
Yeah.
And in the end and in the end like he wasn't even a professional footballer. He was just there. Like
he actually was a professional footballer. Mm-hmm. Like I read an article about his career. He basically was a League Two level player. Like so he wasn't like someone down the pub. Like he went and had like a career in professional football, which is never to be sniffed at. But before we get
fair enough, yeah.
But I mean, it's still funny that Souness got done. Shout out to Bar, wherever he is. Before we sort of get sidetracked by Rasmus, the comments are going on about the penalty incident. So, from all of you, I'd like your take on the penalty at the end. Dora.
Young dived.
Was it a penalty?
It was a dive. No.
Okay. Yabs.
That wasn't a penalty, but you've seen them given. You can't put hands. This is the thing. Zico and Harry Maguire, do not put your hands on defenders, on attackers. They do it all the time, can't help themselves. And we're just waiting for the day. I've always said Maguire is always going to get caught out with that because he always seems to put his hands on people. And he can't afford to do that. Now, it wasn't a penalty, and I'm really pleased, to be honest, that they went to VAR and said, because for them to VAR to draw it up, because he's given a penalty, if he hadn't given it, would VAR... No, I don't know how it goes, but they say, so because he gave the penalty, VAR said that's a mistake by the referee. It's sort of undermining the ref by saying, that's a mistake, that's not a penalty. Is that right? I forget the wording they use, but basically, when you really...
They did a really weird thing. Well, they asked him to go and look at it, and then they so they kind of cleared Maguire, but then I remember on the commentary, the commentator said they're now asking him to look at De Ligt's shirt pull. So I didn't know what they were playing at there because he'd given it, I presume, because he thought Maguire had tripped Ashley Young. And they went, that's not what happened. And then said, now go and look at the shirt pull from De Ligt. So it felt like double jeopardy there.
I haven't seen. Did you see the shirt pull? Was
that? Yeah. To be honest, I think.
Yeah, but I think these shirt pulls, man. But Jesus Christ, is a shirt pull going to make him do a double pike?
No.
You know what I mean? There's what just come on. He's tugged his shirt, man. I understand it. I understand that they're playing the game, but if your shirt is being pulled, it doesn't make you fall on the floor. You know what I mean? You've played football bath time. You play Sunday football. Yeah, but you play Sunday football. If you tug somebody's shirt and they fall on the floor, you know what happens the next time they get the tackle that makes them stay and roll on the floor.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
It was 2 days, really full time.
I just have higher expectations of Manchester United players than people in our leagues.
Higher
And I think-
expectation than Harry Maguire?
Well, it's actually De Ligt that is.
It's Harry Maguire.
It's De Ligt that pulls the shirt.
It's Harry Maguire.
All right.
Right, yeah. So Steffi said a clear and obvious phase is nonsense. So,
You front running my comments.
oh yeah, but I've just seen it there. That's the point I was trying to say. So when they say to the referee, go and check it on the screen, fans go crazy because they think, the referee has to overturn it. Has there ever been a case where the referee's gone over there and said, nah, I'm still giving the penalty? Has it ever happened? Or kept his decision?
Yeah.
That has happened. Oh, I'm sure. But anyway, it's good for Man United. And Ashley Young, a lot of abuse because he's an ex-Man United player, but he's got to do what he's got to do. He used to dive for us. He's always dived throughout his career. No change there. But yeah, it wasn't just a bit. He exaggerated it too much. And if you do that, it's a good thing because that will show other players as well. You need to be a bit more subtle about it, you know. Don't exaggerate because you get caught out. I mean, people have been booked for diving, haven't they? And I don't know whether he got booked or not, but he should have if it's not given like that. But yeah, really pleased. But overall, for us to get back from 2-0 down, wow, that is something. You've got to be really excited. Well, really excited about what was said at halftime.
Oh my God! Yeah, but right.
Jesus.
Yeah, but
did you watch the game?
Sorry, yeah, but let me do the penalty comments before
we
go off on another adventure.
Did you watch? Thank you. Did you watch the game? Sorry.
Yeah, I watched it since. Yeah, I didn't watch it live, but I watched it all night.
Were you drunk?
No, I wasn't. Let's do the penalties chat, and then we get back to that. Yeah, because
okay. Right, Andy is saying the penalty closed up for what it is, a joke. Right, Bilal thinks that Young dived. Andrew also thinks that Young dived.
So why is VAR a joke then, Andrew?
I don't know, but Stuart said that he was diving, never a pen. He dived, still a Stonewall pen.
All right.
You cannot overturn a decision based off poor camera angles. Better diver than Tom Daly. Rasmus can't even play in the Zambian league. Believe me. I was shocked we got the luck that it was overturned. I agree, actually. I couldn't believe it was overturned. Let's not forget Ashley Young's a very good diver. He makes Tom Daly look average in diving. He did it at Villa, he did it at United, and he's doing it at Everton. Blatant pen.
Quest.
Apparently, he didn't get a yellow card for diving.
Okay.
No. I mean, it was maybe he sold it, right? But it wasn't like the refs. You know, they sometimes forget. You know, their rules, their own rules. I would say.
And I'd love to see if refs make worse decisions the longer a game goes on, because the Premier League is so fast and mental that, I mean, are they really at the fitness in the 95th minute of a match to be up there doing it? I always wonder about that, but not that interesting.
The referee made a bold decision to give a penalty. Like we saw Liverpool go to Goodison Park, and they got a 2-2 draw, and it's equalised last minute, and the fans are up. It was really good atmosphere. The referee was really brave to give a penalty at that sort of stage of the game. It made it very dramatic and everything. So he stood up and said, "Right,
brave. That's a homer."
Well, yeah, it's brave to do it because it's going to be controversial. It's going to be controversial but the way he saw it, he instantly gave it, and he can't. Sometimes referees should pause for a split second, just like linos do when people are chasing all the way back. God, get back! And the lino, they can't rely on the lino. Then the lino 2 minutes later goes, "Oh, that was offside." But why did you make me run? But I think referees should pause as well sometimes to say, "Wait,
sit down, have a cup of tea."
Yeah, because you're saying about fatigue late in the game when you're tired and everything else. Players make mistakes. Referees could also make mistakes for the same reasoning. That's a really good point you made there. So I think sometimes you really got to think about it. Just wait, and even if it looks like you're being indecisive, just wait, process it again through your head, and say, "No, that's not a penalty." But when you give it straight away, sometimes I don't know, you could make mistakes. And he's made a mistake. He's seen something, and it turns out it was a mistake because apart from Andrew, everyone else seems to be thinking he dived. Funny comment there by Farhan saying he got dragged backwards and he dived forwards, but he did. He went over the top with it, and fortunately for us, it was good. Yeah, that was a funny comment. I like that one.
All right. I want to get straight into the first goal because I've got to be honest. I don't know who I want to shoot in this first goal. This is where Onana, volleyball player, spikes the ball up in the air, then runs away from it. Maguire stands still, and someone just comes over the top and heads it in.
Beto.
It wasn't a goal.
Wait, wasn't that, no, first was Beto, second was Doucouré. But it's interesting. Like, let's break down that whole goal, because it started with Bruno losing the ball in the midfield again, and this was our issue even with Ten Hag. We don't have a good transitional defense, and we praised Amorim when he came in. That transitional defense got better. It progressed since Ten Hag, but that day it didn't look good, in my opinion. Bruno got dispossessed. I think that first we can all agree that first 70 minutes, 80 minutes, well, until Bruno's goal from the free kick, we were lethargic. And in my opinion, there wasn't enough effort by some players to actually win the game. Now, I am one of those people who don't necessarily think that, it's all, players are shit, blah, blah, blah. I think there are many factors. And I always believe that even under Ten Hag, they didn't give up. It's just they couldn't play that they weren't good enough to play that system, or they simply couldn't do it because it was too complicated for them. But it felt throughout most of the game that people didn't put in an effort, because in the end they scored those 2 goals. But we will talk about it further. I don't want to clog this part of the topic with that. Bro loses the ball. Very poor, even though he always gives 100%. In my opinion, he should have, fought for that ball better. One of the Everton players passes it to the wing back or to the winger. I'm not sure where Dorgu was. I think he was far up the pitch. The positioning was off. The ball is sent through the middle. Maguire, poor positioning, in my opinion, once again. He gets sold on that one, and then when he has the chance to clean up that mess, Onana before that makes a poor save, in my opinion. It was a good save, but then stand there and try to catch it, because you have an advantage over your players, right? Maybe he thought Maguire is going to head it out. In that situation, it was a strange situation. Onana went out a bit. He saved it, but it was going up, right? It wasn't deflected that far from the goal. It seems like yes.
Wait, are we talking about the first goal here?
No, so we're talking about the second goal.
Let's talk about the second one.
Okay.
So the first goal is the pinballing.
Yeah. Okay, you said the first goal. That's what I was thinking.
Okay, I want to.
Oh yeah, sorry. Oh my god, my brain.
Right, I'm asking Yabba this because I'm disappointed with Maguire on the second goal. I think that he defends it pretty well up until the ball gets spiked, and he knows what Onana is, and he just tries to block Beto instead of going and getting the ball. And I want to know if I'm being harsh on him there, because I think a proper centre back.
I'm watching it now. I'm watching it now. I'm not here. Look, I'm not biased when it comes to Harry Maguire.
You're incredibly biased.
No, I'm not. So the ball's played. This is an open play. He's made a run behind Maguire. Maguire goes centrally to protect the middles.
Yeah, that's all good defending.
He didn't stop the ball getting cut across. Okay, Maguire. So first of all, the ball got played down the channel.
That's not the part we're interested in, Yabba. Just forget all of the waffle. Say EastEnders.
So Maguire realizes he can't get there out wide, so he decides to protect the middle of the park, and the ball gets cut across, and he's not there in time to protect the ball getting to him. He gets wrong-footed. They have a shot. It goes up in the air, and he can't. The guy gets a jump on him. He's standing under the ball.
No, but why wouldn't he go to head of the ball? What's he standing up there watching the ball for?
He doesn't jump, Yabba.
He doesn't jump.
he's not
He
able
does
to
this.
jump. The
He's
ball's
ball
right
watching.
under him,
He's ball watching.
like that. So the guy jumps above him. We're running. He gets the guy who scored the goal had a running jump on him. First of all, you talk about Onana. Onana the other day should have pushed the ball away. This ball's gone straight up in the air. What kind of thing is that? You say
Okay, so it had nothing to do with Maguire.
Maguire from running back, saving everyone's bacon, and then trying to save. He got cut in the box. Then the shots come in. It's gone straight up in the air. It's under Maguire, so he's gone looking up like that, ready to leap. And before he can get an opportunity to do that, the guy's got a running jump on him and headed the ball into the net. Let me just say this: the bias against Maguire is. I never thought I'd see it from you guys again. I thought we cleared that. He's got enough.
Right, stop gaslighting us.
He's got enough in the bank right now to change that. I felt if you're going to be critical, here's the thing: if you're going to be critical, go and watch the goal again. And I've just watched it now. I'm watching it live right on my phone, and I'm thinking, okay, yeah, he could have done better, but the guy got a running jump on him, and that's the bottom line. I can't see.
Right.
I've seen a lot of people make a lot more worse mistakes. Now we've got the whole agenda. Oh, Maguire. Oh, he's it's bad. Come on.
Right. Yeah, but this is what I'm asking you. Right. Is as I said, I think Maguire defended actually pretty well up until Onana spikes the ball. He's ball watching, waiting for Onana to make.
You're right.
And
in there.
Yeah, and he doesn't jump because he's trying to block Beto. He knows Beto is there. And he's just trying to block him because he thinks the keeper's going to take.
I'm looking at it now. Sorry.
So in that case, just for this instant, nothing to do with all the build-up and like the lack of pressure on the ball and all that. Give me the percentage blame you place on each player there for the goal. So is it 80% Maguire? Is it 80% Onana, etc.?
Right. Now I'm watching it again in slow motion. Once the ball goes up in the air, there's an indecision between him and the keeper because it's the key. He's thinking the keeper could still get up and grab that. It's in the air now. He's looking. Obviously, he can't. He's not even looking at Beppe, the guy who scored the goal. And by the time one of them makes the decision, which is Maguire, goes to head it, it's a bit too late. So he didn't anticipate it. So I've put more blame there. I put 6% blame on Maguire, 40% blame on Onana for the save and failing to get up straight away to get the ball again. Because sometimes you sort of shield people out to do that. I put Maguire as mainly at fault.
It's a half measure, isn't it, from someone that we think.
I'm just saying. My point is, I'm not defending him completely because I'm just saying, it is his fault. But I'm just saying this: why is it whenever he makes one mistake, everyone just blows up and gets out of control? It's like
because this is what we expect from him.
No, we don't. Yeah, but what about all the good stuff he's done?
Yeah, but he's now gone back to being. He's now gone back to being Maguire again.
Off and so, oh well, it's okay. We can forgive him for that because he does some good work, you know.
But all of these faults are now servicing all of the things that we hated about Maguire. The more games he plays, the more he's going to get exposed in it. If he's in there, in and out, he's now first choice. It looks like he's going to be exposed by pace even more for the rest of the season. All the things that we said, remember, all the stuff that we thought that we forgot about him. He can't turn. He runs with his feet at a funny angle. I don't understand how he can run like. That's why he can't turn and he can't do nothing. That's why he gets stood up all the time. I just feel that he's going to be exposed more now, and it's something that we're just going to have to accept. You've backed Maguire from day one. I've never understood it. I used to think it was a joke, but you're dead serious. So I just have to accept that you don't see football the way that a lot of other people see football. That's all.
Maybe
I like Maguire as a defender as well.
I've just admitted that he made a mistake. Just put it that way. Don't think I'm thinking. I watched it. I've said, he could have dealt with that a lot better. But the but for me is, one mistake doesn't make a player. He's playing in the team. Sorry.
What?
No, one mistake doesn't make it. You got to consider the other stuff that he does to really to balance out. If you're going to make a judgment on someone, you just said 2-3 negative things.
Has he never made any mistakes?
Look, I told you so. When really and
Has he
truly,
never made any mistakes?
he has made mistakes. Everyone makes
Is it a fundamental mistake in defending though,
Well,
Yabba?
you
Because you
usually expect
can.
him to deal with something like that. The mistakes that we typically see Maguire say is what Mr. B's talking about there, is when he's probably not got the pace or it looks a bit clumsy sometimes or something like that. That situation there, usually head's clear and it's no problem. What he will worried about is get on with the game. But he's made a mistake there, something he should have dealt with. And it's just a bit indecision between him and the goalkeeper about who's going to deal with the play. But I accept he'd have to take responsibility for that one.
All right. Well, now,
Sorry,
Yabba.
can I?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, go on.
I was going to do the comments. Okay.
Can I say before you do comments about this second?
Don't say yes, you
first
can,
of all,
Dora. Just say it.
sorry. First of all, sorry, I'm brain dead, obviously, because I thought that was a first goal. It's obviously a second goal. But I watched, if you watch the whole sequence throughout that whole, first of all, team defending was absolutely horrendous. The pressing didn't work. The press was very poor. You could see it broke down the moment it went past Højlund, who didn't cover his player on time. Dorgu was left on the island as well after that, and then the dominoes just fell to the ground. And Maguire made a mistake as well. The whole team defending was poor, but you could clearly see with that pass and Beto going behind Maguire, running behind Maguire, and he rinsed him. In 2-3 steps, he was a meter, 2 meters ahead of him. And Maguire managed to recover in the end, but he couldn't cover properly, block properly. Jack Harrison, if I'm not mistaken, who shot initially that shot at Onana, which was saved. And then in the end, he couldn't block properly because Beto was going from behind. So you could say it was a whole team, poor defending. It happens so many times this season. I don't know what these people are doing in the training ground. The press doesn't work in the last few games, especially. But Maguire was one of the people, and he made 2-3 mistakes in that play by himself. Onana is at fault as well. So
do you think so? 2 or 3 mistakes. I thought that Maguire, in terms of the fundamentals of football,
he should have first of all,
well.
he should. I know he's a bit on the slower side, but he should anticipate a run when a winger is on that side of the pitch, as it was during that
with Harrison
during that goal. Yeah,
he forces Harrison onto his left foot. I think that's all okay. The issues that I think that you're hitting on that are much more important are the lack of pressure applied to the ball by the team. And who is it that runs across Maguire so that Maguire goes central?
Beto.
No, our player. They get a man.
Oh yeah, that's looks like.
Is it Delict? Let me see. No, it isn't. It's Mazraoui.
Mazraoui is really, really bad there as well. He's got to stop the ball inside
not
and force him out wide.
It's Mazraoui. He's playing left. Yeah.
Delict is up on the pitch. Yeah.
That's really poor. It's not. I agree. It's not just on Maguire, but for me, I'm most disappointed with Maguire on that because he doesn't jump, and he's meant to be our top centre back, taking command and control of stuff. And I know that Johnny Evans doesn't trust Onana as far as he can throw him. We've seen it. He's always just not listening to him and making contact with the ball. And if Johnny Evans is in that position, he just heads it out for a corner.
I just want to say this as well. I'm watching it again. Right, the shot comes in, goes up in the air like that. He's on the floor. Now, standard drills for goalies. You shot, get up. He
just runs backwards.
He stands up and still doesn't jump to catch the ball again. So I'm going back. It's 50-50 for me, Maguire and Onana.
I actually agree with that, Mr. B. I think they're both as equally to blame for that nonsense. But anyway, Yabba, don't bite. Okay?
Yeah.
Maguire was so bad, unreal. Maguire is an accident waiting to happen. Maguire was atrocious. Chuckle Brothers defending and Onana volleyball settings. We created both Everton goals. Our defenders are like statues, so slow to react. Madam Two-Sword players. This is a different. Let's be honest, Wolves. This is the first goal. That's a different one.
That's the. I'm actually watching it right now. I made a mistake.
It's Ugate's the big problem in that for me. Maguire has histories with confusing keepers, David Gea and Onana. All right, yeah, Onana stinks. Get him sold. And look who it is. It's Grace. Do you know where I can donate some oranges and pears to United? Get them those free lunch. Maguire is a good old-fashioned centre-half, but get him gone. Yabba loves Slabhead. De Ligt also poor. Yeah, man. Onana's hands made from Weetabix. I sent pasta to the club. I'm trying to cut out on the gluten. Yeah. So no one's particularly happy.
So that's bad news.
Right? Are you going to give me some good news?
Well, yeah, we're 2-0 down. That was the bad news.
Well, we're going to go to the first goal now.
Yeah, because I made a mistake, of course. I do everything.
What on earth, Mr. B? What the fuck, man? What is going on in there? Like, Ugarte, like twists himself up and is unable to make contact on the ball. It hits Delo's thigh. Harry Maguire tries to head it. It gets.
I blame Delo. I blame Delo for
Okay.
Yeah, because he sees the ball coming over the whole way and doesn't even header it.
He thinks Ugarte is going to get it.
He doesn't header it, bruv. He watches the ball the whole way. It's Delo. He's causing more problems for the club at the moment. His form wasn't good anyway, but every game he's getting worse and worse and worse, and he's playing every minute of every game. You know, so yeah, I blame Delo for that 100%.
Are you 100%? You're putting that all on Delo?
Yeah, because if he clears the header, you watch the header come all the way over half time. You know, if he gets good connection on that move doesn't even begin to start.
Maybe I understand the point. I think that it's Ugarte like misjudging that header that puts us in.
You don't
problems.
like Ugarte anyway.
No, I don't. But and you don't like Delo. But I think that regardless. All right. So the initial contact should have been made from one of the two of them. We agree on that is not a good enough ball to concede a goal from. But it's the bit that makes me go crazy is, are you watching it now, Yabba?
Yep.
Who are the three players that all try and head the same ball?
Right. I'm
Maguire.
Slow replay. I agree with Mr. B actually about the initial ball to come over. It's hit Delo's knee, and he's got to keep his eyes on the ball, just clear that somehow. And then he sort of ducks out of the way. Three players were Dorgu, De Ligt, and
is it Xerxes?
Maybe just Dorgu, De Ligt, and 18. Who's number 18? Casemiro.
Yeah.
Dorgu, De Ligt, and Casemiro.
That's the part that drives me the craziest, is seeing three professional footballers. And all right, Dorgu, I'll give him a pass on this. It's his, it's his first couple of games in the Premier League, new teammates, whatever. But De Ligt and Casemiro are they're not just international captains, they're experienced international players at the top end, and they're pissing about like that. That just shows the absolute lack of cohesion, confidence, communication, professionalism in the team. When I saw that, I thought we deserved to concede that goal. All these players jumping at each other. It's appalling. Go on,
it was something like it's from a Key and Peele sketch, honestly. I'm watching this and I knew that we are going to concede because you need to clear your lines, and none of them. Who cares about the build-up from the back in that moment? Just clear your lines, not pimpling the ball all over your own box, which is 5 meters, 6 meters from the goal, and then, of course, it gets to Beto in this case. And of course he scores. Of course it wasn't a pen. It's just It's just I don't know what these people are doing it in training ground. Like once again, I'm asking the same question I asked 2 years ago. What are you doing in the training ground? Honestly, like us defending anything, not even set pieces, the live play, everything, we're just not good at it. There are massive problems in the club. The players who don't fit, I don't even think it's not even the system thing. It's the Premier League thing. They don't fit the Premier League, honestly, at this moment in time. Like they're not
Who?
good enough to play in the Premier League. Well, if you're going to look at it, right, Casemiro obviously is not fit. Ugarte, in my opinion, like after
Mm.
initial thoughts that he's going to be okay for the club, I don't care if he scored a goal. Like his defensive positioning is horrendous, and his tackles are awful, and his passivity is awful as well. I think Casemiro had more forward passes than Ugarte that game, which is insane. He's not fit to be in the Premier League. I'm questioning Dalot. He has fitness, but I don't think he has the technical ability. He didn't progress in that part of his game at all. Rasmus obviously isn't fit. Zirkzee is still questionable. Dorgu just came in. I'm even questioning Matthias de Ligt. Maguire, we all know it.
Mm.
Like Maguire that's the old story. But de Ligt at this moment in time, he was never good in the air. He has the ability to do so. He has the athleticism to do so, right? But when you see him, he's just too too how do you say it? Too aggressive sometimes. He doesn't know sometimes how to judge.
It's his
where
distances. Judging his distances.
Distances, anticipation of the ball is poor,
Yeah.
in my opinion, from De Ligt. Like I saw many times this season that the ball, bounces off the ground and it gets over him, and we are he's in a very poor position where it's very dangerous for our goal, right? It's just, and whenever we concede a corner, I'm afraid, because first of all, we don't have a goalkeeper who is good enough to catch the ball in the air. He's not assertive enough in his box. We have center backs. We have Maguire, who cannot head the ball, even though he has the biggest head in the world. De Ligt, who can jump like a basketball player, who cannot jump on time. We have midgets in the midfield. Like, what is happening? Who constructed this team? Honestly, who constructed this team? Like, I blame like it all comes back to the board and everything else. Like, I'm watching this team and it doesn't make sense. It's not logical at all.
Shout out to Rio.
Yeah, can I just say big up to Rio? Big up to Rio as well. He'll be coming on. Good friend of mine. He'll be coming on the show very soon. Rio, hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you very soon. Yeah. I mean,
that's my point. We don't have a good team. Like, we all know it, but in those situations, it's glaringly clear that we are not good enough of a team.
Yeah, set piece is an issue. I mean, look, the corner, the first goal. I mean, Everton won the first, second ball. We looked like calamity. Couldn't even clear it. Like you said, Ugarte missed the first ball. Dalot should have dealt with the ball. He had a chance to deal with it. He didn't deal with it. Just dropped it in the danger area. Just clear it out. You just got to hoof it away like Peter Kay does. Have that, get it, have it. Just boot it away. Just clear your lines and start again. And that's the problem. It's like it's embarrassing when you see goals like that, because Everton, we know their strengths. We know what they're like, and they're going to win every single ball, first and second ball. This is what they were talking about that against for Everton for the Liverpool game. The way that when they look at the lineup, we haven't got we can't match up to Liverpool player for player, for example. They were saying, but if you win your first and second balls, you give yourself opportunity. This is why they scored late. This is why they have a lot of fight. This is why the fans get up for it, because they're fighting, they're battling, because they know what they're about. They know they're not superstars, but what they're gonna do, like the guy, former Watford player that scored, he always has a good game against us. Decore. He runs and runs and runs and runs and runs and makes himself a good player. And the big-eared centre back who scored against Liverpool, he's the Tarkowski. Yeah, he got into the England side at one point, But he's a big brute. You see the size of him. He wins everything. He's got the desire. He's got that hunger. He's got the character as well. So we know coming up against a team like that, or any team who's got that sort of identity, we're going to have problems because we're not matching them in that department. If we match them teams like that, we got a chance of winning the game quite easily because we've got more talent, I'd say.
I disagree with this, Yabba, because one of the things about having two men in your midfield is that you don't have a spare man, and that spare man is crucial to.
I'm not referring to the midfield. I'm just saying in general, if you've got to match teams, their desire. That's my whole point. The way their first and second balls, just win them whatever. I agree with
there's a structural thing.
That's separate to what I'm saying. I'm saying about Everton, what makes them good and being unbeaten in the last 5-6 games is because they're winning the first and second balls. And if I'm referring to the first goal, it was head tennis in there because they kept winning. It kept coming back. We weren't able to actually clear our lines. Delo, Ugarte, and then 3 players going for the same ball. That's my problem. That's my issue against Everton. You look at the goal we scored, which we will come on to, with Ugarte. The ball's come over from Bruno. We didn't win the first ball. Everton won the first ball. Just fortunate it came to us, Ugarte, at the edge of the box. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just watching.
That's not fortuitous though. Like that's you put men in that position so that they can contest that second ball, and Ugarte like being there is not a coincidence. That's a structural setup. So when we look at like David Moyes teams or things like that, they're the best second ball teams because they have people that, as you say, compete for the first ball, but structurally they have a man who drops off to get the second ball. And the only man that we have that does that is Casemiro. And we actually won more second balls than you'd think in that game because of the positioning of Casemiro, where he used a little bit of his Nelson stuff. And I mean, I'm not.
You give him a free dinner.
Yeah, he's had enough.
He's paying back his funds, his wage.
Honestly, right, when I watched the first half, I'm not defending Casemiro here by any stretch of the imagination. He is not physically good enough to be a Manchester United player. But in terms of where he positions when we have the ball on the build-up and stuff, I'm telling you, that man is levels above like Bruno, Ugarte, even Eriksen. He's constantly in the right place. And it shows to me just how messed up we are as a midfield if we're going to put Bruno Fernandes and Ugarte in the centre of it, because they just don't seem to have, like, they can't sniff danger or see where they should be. And I honestly, it would be such a better team if we had Ugarte, Casemiro, and Bruno as the central midfield instead of just 2 in there, because our whole lack of winning second balls, our whole lack of a build-up play is the fact that we don't have the spare man that you get in a midfield 3, and it's crazy to see. Because I think I now understand a bit more about how Amram is setting his midfield up based off just watching Casemiro in that game, and it's not for me what they're trying to do.
Yeah. Well, can we get to the positives? Honestly.
Yes, that was a negative. 2 goals down.
Yeah.
Mr. B fuming. What happened next, Mr. B? Positivity.
No, are we actually going to talk about the goal now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, the first chance he whacked into the wall, and then when it bounced,
it was an arm. It was a handball.
Yeah, well, he should have curled it round.
Like this.
Should have curled it round or sent him off in it. No, look, fair play to Bruno. fair play to Bruno. I said before the game, he's the only one. As much as he makes me sick and he gets on my nerves, without Bruno, we'd be Leicester. Without Bruno, we would be Leicester. You know, the amount that he contributes in game, the chances that he creates. Yes, it's not always for the same person. Granted, he does kick the ball out of the pitch, but he's the only one that tries, man. So, God bless Bruno, because without him, we'd be in a lot worse position than we are now.
I agree. I think we'd be looking at relegation without Bruno Fernandes in our team. Yeah. Or stronger teams in the league as well.
What a free kick. I mean, really, really good free kick, Dora, don't you think? With the wall set up like that. We have to thank...
Are you going to talk about Harry Maguire making the decoy?
Harry Maguire,
I knew you would.
They create a gap.
Yeah.
Slab head and fuzzy head. You know, good, like, big cones there to say in between those two. It worked. It was really good. But, yeah, great free kick, Dora.
Yeah, it was. He placed it really well. Maguire and Zilsen, whoever was, they were interfering with the wall. But I don't think, what's his face?
Pickford.
Oh my God, Pickford. I don't think he even put that wall really well, in my opinion. It was too on his side, and of course, Bruno found a great angle and he scored. Thank God he scored from free kick, because I've been waiting. Like, this isn't, Cristiano Ronaldo, 500 free kicks, 1 goal. Like, I need you, to better do on those set pieces. Like, honestly, his corners were absolutely shit. Free kicks as well. I will always come back to the Spurs game where we are chasing a game and he tries to cross it twice and he hits head of a Spurs player and it leads to the dangerous chance. Like, be serious, honestly.
Is that the first direct free kick since Ronaldo that we've scored?
I think so. Since 2022. It's insane,
Wow.
BT. It's insane. I'm sick to my stomach. Just get that man off the. I agree with Rio again. Just get him off the corners and everything. Okay, cool. You can shoot from 20 meters. Okay, cool. I will give you that, but not on the set pieces overall. He's poor, really, really poor. But of course, Eriksen is on the bench. He's our best crosser, so you need to give someone else. But he's just awful on the set pieces. But great goal, great placement. Thank God. I hope he does it more, and we find ourselves, in a situation where we can score from those positions, because we don't get free kicks this season. Like, it's been awful. We don't get free kicks in dangerous situations. Like, we rarely do it. We rarely.
Is that down to Rasmus Højlund?
Yeah. Let's discuss Ugarte's goal, and then we can discuss Rasmus Højlund.
Ugarte's goal, similar. Bruno had a free kick a bit further out, and he's put it into the penalty area. Everton players cleared it. Ugarte anticipated it, and really good chest control, and ball still spinning, and just didn't put his laces through it, but just directed it in the right area. Very good technique by Ugarte with his left foot. Is he left-footed, guys? No, he's not. He's right-footed. So there you go again. Very good technique from the South American. People say he's very basic, and I heard the comments in the chat there saying he's just a squad player, just does a decent job. That technique there was magnificent, and in a tight area,
squad player.
in a busy box like that, bringing it down, ball still spinning, and just controlling.
He's a Manchester United midfielder. I'd expect.
I'm giving him credit just for that technique. Regardless,
he slices across it on his bad foot. If he does it again, I'll give it to you.
It could have gone anywhere. It could have gone anywhere. You know that at half time with that sort of technique.
I know. That's why I'm dubious as if it was the great technique or not.
When he scores like Luka Modric did last night, I will give him that.
That's a lovely goal, by the way. But no, Ugarte had a really, really strange second half. Like, he was out on the right-hand half space for the majority of it, and regardless of how crap they were in the first half, and we were seriously bad, the manager did make an improvement in the second half by getting Bruno deeper and spreading play, and they did go for it. And I genuinely thought after Ugarte had scored that we were going to go ahead and win the game, and I think that. One person who's kind of gone a bit under the radar in all of this I was once again very impressed by Garnacho's cameo when he came on. I thought he showed a lot of I think he showed a lot of maturity in his game. Chido, he did all right. There was one bit where he took a really poor touch, which annoyed me, but he did.
That was the first. I think, that was the first touch of his. I think. I think I remember. But after that, I think what he held, when he got the opportunity, when the ball got to him, he controlled it good enough and sent it to the wing, and it kickstarted a counterattack, which ended up. It was a very close chance. We could have scored there, but in the end, we couldn't. But I'm not saying that he looks enormous. That boy looks huge, by the way.
I don't remember him looking that big when he came on the other week, but he looked big, man. I think He might be ready.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about starting, but he might be ready. But look at this. One mention of Garnacho. I'm not a Garnacho fan. Fair enough. I can't hear Garnacho praise.
Wow, he changed the game.
I think that's a bit. I'm not a huge fan of
He's a
this as
super
well,
sub.
but I think he changed the game.
He,
Honestly,
he
Bisabi,
can
I
only
think that
play-
role suits him better. That role suits him better.
yeah, he just has to accept that that's his role, and if he doesn't, sell him, because when he starts the game, he comes on when the opposition are tired. You know, he's quick anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're tired now. So you know, he's running into space and blah blah blah. But make him start with somebody who's fresh, and it's the same old shit with him, man.
What we'll say
is
that
selection was good.
Garnacho does, and whenever he plays, he gets opportunities just from his pace. This is the Premier League. He's fast, he's young, he's hungry, he's direct. He always gets opportunities. If he was to finish his dinner, as with all the chances he sort of gets, sort of thing, we wouldn't be talking about him in a negative light. It's just he's not getting enough assists, not getting enough goals. But what he is getting, which is a good sign for us, I feel, which gives him that potential, is that he is creating chances for himself. He's driving at people. He's causing worries, you know. So I just think he needs to step up his game, develop a little bit more. And once he starts, you know, finishing off his dinner and getting goals, I think the complaints and the moaning about him, even Rio's moaning about him, that will soon stop. And I just want to say, I was wanted to be the one to bring up the young boy. He got only 30 seconds against Spurs, was it, the other day?
Yeah.
And it was really good that the manager brought him on with 20 minutes. It's sort of giving us a good look at him, and I was really impressed. We're talking about Rasmus, how disappointed we are. This is a great opportunity. Sometimes opportunities happen for young players at clubs to really sort of take it. Seize the day, young man, because you know if we had Ruud van Nistelrooy or someone from the past, Andy Cole, you wouldn't see the light of day. You'd probably be on loan and no one would be talking about you. You got an opportunity. Take it. But I hope the manager gives him more minutes in the next game. I even hope the manager might start him soon, because I think he's got that knack of scoring goals, whether it's at different levels. You can say, all right, he's different at senior football, but I still think he's got the knack and he's got the opportunity and he's got to take it. So good luck to him. I'm really excited to see him. And if he scores goals, he's going to be a legend, the hero. As they are, Makeda, Mark Robbins, all these guys who come through and, you know, do something special. He's got an opportunity, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him play in the future.
I'm looking forward to seeing him play because I don't think it was a coincidence that we started playing a hell of a lot better after Rasmus Højlund exited the pitch.
Yeah.
I know that on the telly, you boys didn't see it live, but on the telly they were going on and on about how Bruno playing deeper had made the change. I thought that when Garnacho and Cheeto came on, you saw a lot of combinations around Xerxes, Dorgu, who, I mean, he didn't show a huge amount of quality on the ball, but watching a player just run ahead of the ball was lovely to see for once. I think that we just looked so much more cohesive and with much more of a sort of game plan when Rasmus came off. And the other thing is that I thought that Garnacho showed a shocking lack of selfishness. He wasn't as selfish as he normally was in that game, which is always good to see. I think he learns a little bit. Garnacho, when he's taken out for a bit, he comes back and seems to play how the manager wants. Then, as Mr. B says, he gets a start, and it's just it's just a bollock sandwich.
Yeah, he's flip-flopping. His maturity is flip-flopping, Arsenal fans talking about Arteta. It's literally like that. Sometimes they want him out. Sometimes he's the best manager in the world. The same is with Garnacho's maturity. It's
embarrassing club, Arsenal. I'm suffering through with them.
You know something. I think we sort of said some negative stuff about a few players. There's a few players in the team that I'm consistent about. I don't mind them making an odd mistake here and there, but there's few players in the team that I'm really consistent will say, I value them at this time being at the club because they're helping us. You said earlier, Bruno, I know he gets pelters a lot of the time, but if we didn't have him, there's a possibility we could be getting relegated. That is a big endorsement. That's a big statement to make. And that shows how good he is. for a Man United Football Club. You know, steps up to almost an assist and a goal the other day. The other players that I feel that I would not, be too critical of is Xerxes, Harry Maguire, Maz. I think does a good job. Dalot, I'm not critical of him too much. Obviously, he makes the odd mistake. Ugarte.
Mazraoui.
Yeah, Mazraoui. I think
he's gone off a cliff since Amarin came in.
He's been playing in different positions. I think he's
tired as well.
He's a good professional, and he's someone who's going to help us come through. I've seen him.
He's injured anyway now.
Doesn't get picked out for a lot of stuff.
He's injured
really well.
Yeah, I reckon he's going to miss the game. Yeah.
Oh God. Oh no. So there's a few players that I wouldn't be, even if they have a bad game or make a mistake, I'm not going to jump and say, they're terrible or whatever, because I still think they've got the quality and we need them. Xerxes is one of them. And then going back to Rasmus, I know I said a few things, I think it disappoints me, but it's always players like that. Come the end of the season, they're going to do something, say, oh my God, thank God for that, And
that's not good enough for a Manchester United player.
Maybe he's waiting for that moment, a Europa League finals, FA Cup final or something, where he steps up and does something special. And
but he's been waiting longer than Penelope did for Odysseus. Like, I think it's done for Rasmus Højlund, like, as a Manchester United player. I understand that, like, Xerxes, I think I'm quite positive on Xerxes. I think he's shown good character to come back from what happened at Newcastle away, and you can see that there's something there. He just needs maybe a bit more time in the league, maybe getting to know his teammates. You can see that there's maybe something there, but it's not as a striker. It's as like a number 10. And to be honest, if everyone's fit and we get a midfielder in, I don't know if I play him ahead of Bruno, Mount, Ahmad in those positions when everyone's fit. I think that they do a bit more. Ugarte's got too many fundamental errors in his game, but I just think that the structure of the team isn't good enough for what we have at the moment. It's, we're tempting fate every day by putting those players out in that formation.
Well, well done to the team, for getting back and not losing. We've actually got a point from 2-0 down. To do that in the Premier League takes a lot of character against a team like Everton, who really, have been performing well since the manager's come in, and I don't think they've lost for a number of games. So well done, Man United, for getting a result there. Because that 2-0, I thought, oh my God, here we go. So early on in the game, they showed enough to get back into it, and we have to applaud that.
Mr. B, have you got any comments?
Nope, I'm listening here. I'm just listening. I don't agree with Yaba very often. I was getting to find something to dig him out about, but I'll just have to accept this one.
Dora, you can't have agreed with everything you've heard there.
Look, if I go, a sentence by sentence and analyze what Yaba said, like we would be here, for 3 hours more. But I won't. Like, Yaba is, he is on point sometimes. We don't agree always, but it's always good to have, differences in opinions. It makes the stream more interesting, and I love seeing our chat molding whenever Yaba opens his mouth. I just love it. Like, it's pure entertainment.
Could you explain to Mr. B what molding means?
Molding is an internet gaming slang when someone is losing their mind. So molding, it's like they are balding, but they are also mad, right? Mad, balding, molding. They're losing their hair.
Mad and balding. Molding.
Taking a piss now. All right, I got you.
Oh my God, no! Like,
yeah, you are. Sorry,
don't worry. You are an instigator. You know what?
No.
Don't worry, Mr. B. I'm going
molding,
to be bold.
I heard all of this.
You molded.
I heard balding, and then you went quiet. It's all right, Dora. It's all right.
Don't worry, Mr. B. I'm going to be like you. Like, look at I'm losing my hair.
Oh yeah, but you can wear a wig. I'm gonna do that. Yeah.
You can wear it as well. Don't worry.
I get a Yabba one.
Who we got next? Who are we playing next? Is it Ipswich?
Yes, on Wednesday. It's
On
a
Wednesday,
6-pointer, boys.
At Portman Road.
we're at
No,
home.
it's at Old Trafford.
Oh, okay. They look like. I mean, I think Wolves have got a gap on them now. So Leicester, all the teams that came up, Southampton, Leicester, and Ipswich, look like they might be going down.
Thank
Well, that's
God,
a must win. That's a must win. We must win that at home, surely. I'm looking forward to that one. Is it? Yeah.
Are you? You actually looking forward to the game?
Yeah. Because if we can get some confidence from that, hopefully get a win. Didn't we beat them 2-1 at Portman Road early in the season? Then
Yeah, but
We beat Everton 4-0 earlier in the season.
what confidence do you think we're going to get from the game? You're really looking forward to the game?
yeah, I just think look, we came back. We got momentum. We came back against Everton. Ipswich are below us in the league. It's a team that we need to win. There's no way we can let them come to Old Trafford and beat us. That hasn't been done since 1982, I think it was.
Makes
the
no
last time
difference, man.
There you go. So yeah, Wednesday game coming up. I'm looking forward to that. I want to see our team play. I want to get excited about Man United again. And little things we're getting positive about, the little positives that we had from the Everton game. Hopefully we can transform that to a good all-round 90-minute performance this time around and really put them to the sword. We drew against Ipswich. Yeah, that's right.
What I'm looking for, Yabba, is for you to blindly defend a player again, then watch the goal, and then come out and change your mind. That's been the highlight of the stream, I think, for me. But
at least I'm on it. I'm not showing any bias, really. I rate Harry Maguire.
That was the definition of bias.
I don't understand it. You're going to sit there with your straight face and say you said that with no bias.
No, I'm not. Look, I'd say I rate Harry Maguire, but I still turned around and said, okay, maybe it was him, half his fault, half Onana's fault.
That's only after you've seen the goal, and you then had gone on a homily about him beforehand. But anyway, I'm really tired.
My point is this.
Okay.
As I said earlier, there's a lot of players in our squad that we need to back. When they're in our team, we need to back them. A couple of years ago, we want to get rid of Harry Maguire, get rid of him. He's still there now, and he's the main.
Yeah, because nobody would buy him. We tried to sell him 2 years in a row, bro.
He refused to leave. Thank God.
It's because nobody would buy him.
Who do we have right now?
Here. It's not because he's any good. He's here by default, Yabba.
Default? What do you mean default?
We wanted to get rid of him.
Who's we? Not me.
So you know what? The club wanted to get rid of him.
He was like West Ham. He was put on the thing to West Ham. And
I'm saying, regardless of what happened, he's still at the club. And I always say this: while players are at the club, you need to back them, support them. As fans, support the team, support the players.
You might like them, but back
them because we have to back our players to support them. We can be on the show and be critical, whatever. But Harry Maguire, I think, is a very good defender. And all right, straight away, I'm seeing
very limited. He's good at what he can do, header out the box.
Yeah, and he's been beneficial for us since he's been there. Without him, you talk about without Bruno. You're happy to say without Bruno, we'd probably be fighting relegation. Without Harry Maguire, where the hell would we be? Martinez always injured. De Ligt just coming into the league, struggling.
If he had gone, we would have got 2 more defenders. If he had left when he was supposed to left, we would have had to replace.
To be fair, one of them would have been Todibo, who hasn't exactly pulled up trees at West Ham United.
Harry Maguire's a proper Premiership player, and there's a lot of stuff he does throughout the games that just people don't just ignore. So, like he's supposed to, and he is supposed to do it. And he does it really well, but it's overlooked a lot of the time. When the focus does come on him, when he's involved in something, where there's a mistake on goal, and everyone's like, "Oh, look at Harry Maguire, so poor." But they're missing the whole point of what makes a good defender: his heading, his defending, his passing, his leadership. He's a good player for us, and I'm glad he's there at the club. So that's all I'm saying.
All right. Am I allowed? I'm so tired. Can I finish the show now, or do you want to?
Yeah, of course you can.
All right. Thank you everyone for watching. We'll be back tomorrow. I might have a tantrum about Arsenal tomorrow because the one thing we skipped over this evening is that Liverpool have essentially equalled our league titles.
You know what? Just on that, quick before you go. Everybody's saying all these other teams. Oh, we haven't been involved in a race for 13 years, and it's everybody else's fault apart from ours.
No, Arsenal I find embarrassing, and that team should have been ripped up after the biggest bottle ever, and it just annoys me, Mr. B. I'm sick of Arsenal. at the moment. I think they're an embarrassment to the league.
See that feeling that you've got about Arsenal. We have that all the time.
Yeah, I know. Look, we'll do why I now hate. I mean, playing Kendrick humble after they beat Manchester City, who even we beat this season, and then losing at home to West Ham. I mean, Jesus.
Maybe Lee Gunner isn't that a radical. You know, they say he's a radical hater of Arsenal, even though he's Arsenal. Maybe he's actually right.
He is right. I listen to Lee Gunner all the time.
Yeah,
maybe he is right, but
he's too harsh a bit. But I think he's mostly right. Like, they're bottle jobs. Arteta is one of the most overrated managers in the world currently, and their fans are just delusional. I don't like. We will talk about it maybe other stream, but yeah, I agree with you guys. They're just embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more angry at us, but I'm directing it at Arsenal, basically.
Yeah.
Like a notch from me.
Like a notch from me.
Like a notch from me.
Like a notch from me.